Professor
Ooh,
X.
Behind Captain Marvel.
You
Disrespectful.
This is
Marvelous Friends.
Marvelous Friends.
Welcome to the Marvelous Friends podcast.
Welcome to the Marvelous Friends podcast. And in 5 minutes each, we are going to share some comic book movie news. Some of it's exciting, others are very controversial. We're talking Daredevil Born Again, Superman Legacy, a list of memorable Marvel characters, and some Disney news. Please stick around. We have some exciting stuff to talk about. Come join us.
so Superman Legacy. Okay, so there's kind of two pieces of news here. We have a date. So again, coming at you with the dates. Superman Legacy is set to premiere July 11th of 2025. And who's going to write and direct this? Senor James Gunn.
Of course.
He is the one decided to do that. And then, so that was on direct.com. And I also found something else that we know Henry Cavill won't be Superman, but there might be some talks about him being another DC character. We don't know what this is yet. So I wanted to open that up to you all about, how do you feel about James Gunn being the writer/director for Superman Legacy? And if you have any thoughts of who Henry Cavill could possibly play in his upcoming vision for DC and how those films will roll. So that's all my news right there. I'm opening the floor. What do we think about those things there?
All right, yo. First and foremost, I'm only going. I have to wait till 3 movies come out. I'm reserving all sort of judgment. I'm not trusting it. I don't like that story to begin with. The story he's sourcing. So I have very little faith in this. If I'm being honest with you, James Gunn. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy fighting Superman. I don't know. We will see. He's a great director to a degree, but he's just quirky. And just Superman with toilet humor. I don't know. So there's that. And then who Henry Cavill could play, I really don't know, because in my head he's Superman. But I don't know. I can't. I'll come back to me.
Do you think it could be another superhero like Captain Atom or somebody that's Superman-esque?
Nah, don't waste Henry Cavill like that.
No, I understand you, but what's done is done. Like they're clearly moving in this direction, and I mean, do you think he should? I don't want him to be some side character.
Captain Atom feels like a side character, though.
Well, I mean, a side character that's like a supporting character, like a Jimmy Olsen or type character.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's definitely gonna be a hero.
Yeah, so
he has to be a hero.
He has to be a high caliber. Like we're talking about, like booking Henry Cavill. Like they makes money right now.
Maybe Green Lantern.
No.
Hal Jordan. I can see. I could.
Nope.
I mean, who else can it be other than Hal Jordan? He has the square jaw. He has the posture. You don't even know Green Lantern anyway. You care about the black one. So there's no other. I challenge people watching this video. Name another character he could play, another hero other than Green Lantern. He could be better than Ryan Reynolds and his goofy butt.
Yeah, I personally don't know. And actually, just to add a piece to that news, there was rumors, I guess, online that, would they have him? These rumors that he would play like Frankenstein. I was like, that is so random. But then James Gunn shot that out. He's like, no, we have some vision for that, but we're not going to do that because I guess they're going to come out with but this would be for the animated series. So they were thinking, I guess they must have been thinking he would be the VA for Frankenstein, and they're
talking about
creature
animated
commandos.
Series.
Yeah, so that's but in general, where do we think he fits, like live action wise? I know that was a rumor that people were throwing out, but
that's a disrespectful rumor to Henry Cavill. Hey, voice a cartoon character, like come on, bro, like really?
Yeah, you need his face. We need to see him visually. But I agree with Rob, though. I feel like I need at least 3 movies to like judge where this could possibly go. I feel like they already botched Henry Cavill and kind of canning him as Superman. So it almost feels like wherever you put him, it's just not going to be what the fans want. So I don't know.
Speaking of discouraging news to hardcore fans, I have a list that was released in the summer of 2022 after Thor: Love and Thunder hit the theaters. It's a list of Marvel characters, both MCU characters and non-MCU characters. So characters like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine or Colin Farrell's Bullseye are actually on this list of 100 memorable Marvel characters. So these are the top 100 characters, and also animated X-Men animated series Wolverine is on this list. So it's all, across all platforms outside of Marvel Studios and within Marvel Studios. So number 20 on this list is Captain Marvel, as seen on the film Captain Marvel and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame and Miss Marvel. At number 20 of the most memorable characters in Marvel visual media history. 20. So I want you guys to kind of give your brief thoughts on that and then kind of say a character and I'll let you know if they're above or below.
Oh, wow.
Carol Danvers at 20.
Spider-Man.
I was just about to say, I can't be impressed or unimpressed if I don't know who's before or below her. But yeah, Spider-Man.
Wait,
Yeah.
Rob
Which
said
version? Because this is a cross-platform.
Let's do Spider-Man animated series.
So Spider-Man animated series did not make this list.
Get out of here with that. Get
no.
out of here with
Oh, you know it's
No,
automatically.
that's
It's
stupid.
automatically
So
That is
terrible.
stupid.
I don't believe.
That's stupid.
I don't believe.
So the live
That's
action, all live action Spider-Mans are on the list, but not the animated one.
Okay, fair enough. But still.
Wait.
So Toby
Okay.
is behind Carol Danvers.
What?
Wow.
Oh, wait. Actually, I want to wait real quick, Rinaldi. Sorry, I'm not gonna take up the time. I promise. So wait, the animated series did not make the list, but did the Amazing Spider-Mans make it?
Yes, Andrew
That's
Garfield made the
ghetto.
list.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna stop.
understand.
I'm gonna start my rage, but that's ghetto. Keep going.
Captain America.
Yeah, he's in the top. He's above Carol Danvers. He's ahead.
He
of
better
her.
be.
Yeah, I think he's
Sheesh.
5th.
Okay.
Okay.
He's 7th. He's 7th.
He's 7th.
Okay.
Let's do Sylvie.
Please.
Sylvie did not make the list.
Good.
Oh, good.
Okay. Fair. Good.
Nobody remembers her. That's why.
So okay. Well, who else, y'all?
There
Thor
was-
is above. Sorry.
Has to be.
Thor is 9. Yeah, he's above
Has
Captain
to be.
Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanos is behind Captain Marvel.
What?
What?
That is
Yo!
stupid.
Wait, what's the
This
title
is
of this
wild,
list?
bro.
It's
Again?
like I said,
Yeah.
top 100
100
most
greatest.
memorable.
100
Or
greatest
whatever.
Marvel characters.
How do we define greatest?
This is all a biased list. This is like
Okay,
basically
because
you got to
Yeah.
change the title of this article to these are the top 100 people in Marvel that I like.
Agatha Harkness.
From memory.
Agatha Harkness made the list. Jennifer Lawrence Mystique made the list.
Nah.
Of course he did. At what number? At what number?
Yeah. The number.
Somewhere in the 50s.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
What about the
What
other
about what
Mystique?
about
Rebecca
Romijn.
Romijn.
She's 42. She's behind Captain
Disrespectful.
what
Marvel.
about Patrick
Disrespectful.
Stewart, Professor X?
Ooh.
Behind
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
You
Disrespectful.
Yo! He did not lose his legs for this.
What's the name of this? Who wrote this article? Where's this article
This
from?
is the avclub.com. AV Club.
I'm gonna AV Club. I know you're watching.
It was
I
a
know you're
pool
listening
of
to this.
8 writers.
I know
Their
you were
names are
watching this.
listed at the beginning of the
Nah.
article.
Okay,
Nah.
just
Nah. We
stop
gonna
with the
send them.
clickbait. Be
Mhm.
honest with what you were saying.
Mhm.
This is not the
Now
greatest.
we gotta bully them. What they got
Yeah, we gotta
names? We're
bully.
gonna find out where y'all live. We're
Exactly.
gonna just bully
See,
y'all with a
we
bunch
live in a
of hate
world where
mail.
we're trying to like downplay bullying and say bullying is wrong. No, this is where bullying is appropriate.
Is
Like-
Iron Man
Very
number
appropriate.
one?
I'll read you the top 6.
Okay,
Woo,
this is gonna
let's
make me
see.
upset. I'm
Oh,
already.
Kingpin is behind Carol Danvers.
Of
course.
What?
Where's
But
Daredevil?
which
Where's
one?
Daredevil?
Yeah,
Bucky
where's
is
that- yeah.
behind. Live action. Bucky's behind Carol Danvers.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Daredevil
Where's-
is 16. He's ahead of Carol Danvers.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So top 6.
Yeah.
All right,
Read it to
top
us.
6. Oh, and Killmonger is also behind Carol Danvers.
That's
That
stupid.
don't make no sense. But go ahead. Top 6.
All right,
Because
top 6. So Captain America was 7. 6 was Wolverine, Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
5 was Miles Morales. 4 was Iron Man. You know, the live action one.
Okay. Yeah.
Charles Xavier, I was wrong. Charles Xavier is 3. I apologize.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
wait,
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir Patrick Stewart version.
Yes, Patrick Stewart.
Okay.
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 Good.
Great. Ooh.
2 is Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Okay.
number 1,
Oh boy.
guess.
We
Magneto.
got that. Is it?
It-
It's not Magneto. It's somebody like ridiculous. Just watch.
It's
Is it
not a
Loki?
ridiculous person.
Is it Loki?
It's not.
It's not Loki, but that's a good guess.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, let's think.
So Elise, you got your one last guess.
Most
Is it?
memorable.
Oh, okay. You said we're close with that. You said.
It's someone not ridiculous, but I wouldn't put them at 1. So
Dang.
Fergie said Magneto. Okay, that makes sense. Rob said Loki. Okay, that makes sense. But I wouldn't put either of those at 1. So
Someone not ridiculous. Someone not ridiculous.
Scarlet Witch,
no.
No.
Doctor
Oh
Strange.
my gosh.
No.
Oh.
And
okay.
it's not Iron Man?
Let's.
No, he's 4.
Ooh. Oh gosh, who's not ridiculous? Black Panther. I doubt it.
You
but-
got it right.
What?
At least you got it right. Black
Okay.
Panther is number
I'm glad
1.
we can celebrate that you got it right, Elise. But how is he number 1?
Yeah.
Is it
I
on the
don't
backs
know.
of Chadwick Boseman?
I think it's because of Chadwick Boseman, what he passed away and what he
Yeah.
meant to people, but also that movie kind of opened the doors for other movies, superhero movies with non-white actors, but ones that get a lot of media attention, like because obviously they're people that came before Black Panther, but Black Panther, you know, he got a lot of publicity. Like he kind of made it to where you can't argue that a non-white superhero movie can't get a lot of love and appreciation. So
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
well,
Yeah,
all right.
that's it.
For the culture, I guess, but that list is so bogus. We still gonna write some hate mail.
I mean,
So-
I wouldn't put Black Panther at 1. Nah, I mean,
I
top
wouldn't
20, I
Top-
bet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
1,
not-
nah.
It's great for me to be right, but I mean, nah, that list is garbage.
Speaking of Garbaggio, depends on where you land with this news. I have some Daredevil Born Again news. If you search the internet, you will find this. You'll find quite a bit of this news. You know, a lot of people are looking forward to this TV show. Others are not. And so I have some casting news. 2 pieces of news involving casting specifically. The first piece of news comes from THR. It talks about how the original Karen Page and Foggy Nelson actors reportedly aren't returning for Daredevil Born Again. And me and Fergie are rejoicing. We are excited about this. Those characters can just be done with. Okay, it really is.
They're the
Daredevil Born Again.
problem?
Yes.
Out of
Um,
all of Phase 4 and Ant-Man Quantumania, they're the problem?
We're not talking about Phase 4. We're talking about Daredevil. So, and then my second half of the news is again involving casting. This is breaking news. This is hot off the presses. Hold your seats and horses and everything else you can hold. Vanessa Fisk will be returning in Daredevil Born Again. And so, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. But what do you guys think of that news about casting and who we're keeping, who we're getting rid of?
I saw that they were replacing Vanessa Fisk as well.
Yes,
Which
that's
was
what I saw.
extremely upsetting
Interesting.
because I really like the actress who played her. And I think this new actress that they casted looks a little bit younger. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, she appears younger, but she's actually like not like super duper young. Because what's her name? Something.
Sandrine Holt.
Yeah,
I think is her
I
name,
think
yeah.
she's in her 40s possibly, but let me fact check myself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think she just. I mean, she. You know how it. Oh, she's 50. Okay.
Oh,
Listen,
she looks
when
great.
Yes.
you
So I
come
think
back
it's
from
just genes.
vacation in a Hawaiian shirt, I guess you just change what your taste is. Like I don't
You
know,
change
maybe
your
you change your
girlfriends.
Well,
preference.
Rob, I thought we weren't talking about Phase 4. That happened in Phase 4.
We're talking about
Kingpin,
Kingpin,
where do
bro.
I? Yeah,
We're talking about Kingpin, bro.
yeah, he's gonna look crazy in this Born Again show. So it's
Yeah,
not like
he is gonna
Karen
look
and Foggy
crazy, and
not
it
being
is.
there is gonna change that.
And
Like,
also, this is Phase 5 we're
why we
talking
get
about
better?
now.
Where we get? Well, what I'm saying is Phase 4 has set the pace for
Sure,
where we are now. It set the tone.
sure,
It set the momentum. The momentum is
sure.
declining.
Yeah, I hear that.
So
I hear all
unless we
that.
get better writers, that's my
Right.
concern. Better
I
writers,
hear that. I hear
better
that. But
writing.
but
'Cause
I just don't know if, first of all, Phase 4 is done with, and yes, you're right. It's literally set the tone for the where we're going as far as Marvel. Like it doesn't seem like much is going to be changing because they told us what the trajectory is. However, this is telling us that they are shifting a lot of things and moving around a lot of characters in Daredevil Born Again, which is telling me that this is not the same Matt Murdock from Netflix. This is not. This is someone totally different. He's
are they
more
gonna say that
smiles.
in the
He's
show?
you said they don't say that in the
Oh
show?
no, are they gonna say it in the show like he's a variant
I
or
I
this is a
I no,
different
I don't think
universe?
so. I don't think so. I don't
Could
think
be
they're
a
gonna do
soft
all that.
reboot, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it sounds.
Well, they're
It's a soft.
retelling certain stuff. They said that.
No, listen. The name of the show is Daredevil Born Again. Like you can't be born again unless your old self is completely dead. Like the Netflix series, it's not the same guy. Not the same guy, I'm telling you right now. Like they're taking out Foggy and Karen Page,
Yeah.
and they're recasting Vanessa. Like this is they're retelling the same story, but through the lens of a variant of Matt
I
Murdock.
think arguably they kind of made up the show because I think Rinaldi posted this in our group chat, and it's like, does Matt have a law practice by himself now? Like, I don't understand the story that they're going to tell through all
No,
of this.
Daredevil has changed over the years in the comics, so I don't really think the Karen and Foggy thing's a big deal outside of diehard Karen and Foggy fans. Shout out to Matt Gomes, Crimson Matt, love you, bro. Because you know Karen Foggy all that. But well, take that up with your brother. But Daredevil has changed over time. My issue isn't him changing. My issue is how's he going to be written? If there's better writing, then I could care less if Karen and Foggy aren't there. But I just think them not being there is a signal that the writing is going to be a decline in the quality. So that's my concern, especially if Vanessa isn't a good character because the writing isn't as good.
Isn't also, speaking of writing and casting and who's coming back and everything, isn't there news about Punisher?
Yeah,
He's back. He is going to be in Daredevil Born Again.
That's right.
Official.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, now.
Let's see.
Now-
Let's see if this blood's gonna look like ketchup.
I mean,
No,
no,
they're gonna do
what?
the Moon Knight. They're gonna do the Moon Knight. Remember when Steven saw all the dead bodies and he was horrified?
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do with Punisher. Somebody corny like Steven, like a character like that, is gonna be like, "You did all this," and the Punisher's gonna shrug and be like, "Yeah." Like that's what they're gonna do.
Well,
That
we'll
must
see.
be, that's the only way I feel like that could be reasonable. I'm not gonna like it, but it's gonna be reasonable enough.
It's better than white shirts.
I just didn't want
guess.
John Bernthal to give up the good fight. That's all.
Yeah.
So I guess if he agrees with it, I'm gonna try and trust him.
All right.
But
yeah,
it
we'll
hurts.
see. We'll see what happens.
All right. So my news is more concerning Disney. I think either earlier last week or this week, Disney had a presentation media conference, and the new CEO or reinstated CEO, Bob Iger, had a few things to say just about the direction that Disney, Marvel, and even like Lucasfilm is headed in. And I have some quotes for you guys. Bob Iger said that essentially they need to reevaluate things where the MCU is headed. And he said, what we have to look at Marvel is not necessarily the volume of Marvel storytelling, but how many times we go back to the well on certain characters. Sequels typically work well for us. Do we need a third or a fourth, or is it time to turn to other characters? There's nothing in any way inherently off in terms of the Marvel brand. I think we have to look at what characters or stories we're mining. Um, and if you look at the trajectory of Marvel over the next 5 years, you're going to see a lot of newness. We're going to turn back to the Avengers franchise, but with a whole set of different Avengers. And so he goes on to talk about this, the direction that Disney's heading in, as well as how Solo was a little bit disappointing in terms of like box office and stuff like that. And they're kind of redoing things with that as well. But I don't know what you guys think about this, especially with the quality of stories that are being told. What do you think about this new direction?
So I have something.
Mhm.
I think you need Rob, Fergie, and Elise characters. You need non-Karen and Foggy characters. You need like that Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man's, the Steve Rogers the Chris Evans Captain America. You need those like super cool popular characters. Because when you have those characters, then you can tell these like offshoot stories about different issues that people go through in different communities, like Miss Marvel. But if you don't have those like elite, oh, these characters are so cool, it's going to be hard to tell these stories with these new characters because people aren't going to pay attention.
Totally.
I feel like I am in the same boat with Marvel right now that I am with DC and whatever it is that James Gunn's trying to do. I am literally in the waiting room for both brands. Like, I'm not really feeling where DC's going, and I'm not really feeling where Marvel's going. All this news about Secret Wars and all this, like, everything's being pushed back, and I guess they're reshuffling, but I'm in the waiting room, and no, everyone hates the waiting room. I don't know. I don't know. I like that they're reevaluating things, but their characters, like, they're going back to the Avengers with their new characters that they have. I'm sorry, this new Avengers team sucks.
Wait,
Right.
so what is he saying? I'm trying to understand, because I couldn't interpret that piece, that particular part about going back.
Yeah, I also was kind of confused by it, but I think the way or the perspective that he's coming from is like just box office and how these movies are doing. I feel like to him, it almost seems like you're just kind of nailing. We're just reusing these characters so often that we're not really telling any good stories. It's just like, all right, it's Thor 6. We're gonna tell a Thor 6 story again.
But they've been introducing new characters though. That's the thing. It's not like they've just been recycling stuff.
Honestly,
Right, but I also
my theory
go ahead.
though is that they're panicking a little bit because of Quantumania. This to me just seems like a reaction to all of that and how it didn't kind of live up to whatever standard that they thought it might have been.
That makes sense because that was the third Ant-Man movie, so I can see him thinking, "Wait, why are we doing a third Ant-Man?" Okay, I get it. I get it from that angle.
Well, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So, because Marvel has shown us that they can do this. We've seen in previous phases that they brought out characters that were known well enough, but weren't like super duper. Like, I mean, Iron Man was not on my radar until MCU came around, but they found a way to really make it successful. Captain America was also somebody that I knew of, but wasn't crazy about. Now I love him, so they can do it. The thing is that the stories are just not written well. That's really the problem, because now you've got Fantastic Four that's coming up, that's under your belt now. The X-Men are under your belt. Those are amazing stories, but you got to do it well. I'm even thinking about Inhumans, but that series was garbaggio. I've been afraid to watch it.
They don't care about humans.
Inhumans isn't, for example, is not as well. It's known to the those that really are into superhero things, and but it's not as well known. But you can bring it into the mainstream and do what you did with what we saw in the first 3 phases if the writing is good.
Yeah.
So
I think somebody over at Disney and Marvel got really money hungry and said, look at all these other characters that we have.
Yeah.
We can put out no names and make $1 million or whatever, a couple $100 million, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but now, like, I would have cared about Captain America.
and one more thing really quickly. I think
Yeah.
that the MCU should account for power scaling, because what exactly is Cassie and Kate Bishop going to do against Kang? Like that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so really,
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
good
understand
writing.
y'all-
If you write a character development where they train and practice and grow,
Against Kang?
because what
But those
what
two
did
people are
Spider-Man do
not-
against Thanos?
It's no
He called him
different.
an
It's no
insect.
different, bro.
He
It is
called
no
Thanos, he
different.
called-
It is no different than not Scarlet Witch. Black
Scarlet.
Widow.
Hanson.
Black Widow and Thanos. No different.
Right.
No, what my point, this is my point with that piece is Steve Rogers, right? We didn't care about Captain America like that, but the movies were written so well because the Russo brothers were behind them, and we saw characters like Falcon and like Bucky, we saw them grow and develop, so where when they were in an Endgame, we didn't look at them sideways, even though Bucky doesn't have powers like that. Falcon doesn't even have any powers. So
Yeah, well,
they
but-
wrote the characters
okay.
well enough to where we accepted it.
No, so yes. So I'm adding an additional point. So yes, character development, yes, and you can appreciate it, but at least they did have someone to fight. They had like other because
Yeah.
Thanos had troops. You know what I mean? So they can actually be useful. What I'm saying is, not only should you give these new young heroes good story, but give them a villain they can actually fight, because them going against variations of Kang is just a total mismatch, and they're gonna get whopped. And if they win, that's terrible. Like
Well,
F
I don't know.
minus writing.
Have you seen how Kate Bishop handled Kingpin?
Yeah.
First of all, you know what?
I mean, that was
Yeah.
a joke. That was a complete joke.
That was a real
but,
joke.
Canon. It's canon.
But
It's canon.
let me finish my point.
At least
But
he's
that's
human,
part of the
though.
plan. That's part of the plan. They're using goofy stuff like this to justify their inclusion in this
Yeesh.
big event against King.
Okay, you know what? I wasn't happy about how she beat Kingpin, but
I wasn't either.
but okay, it's human to human, fine. But like, what are you gonna do against like this? Kang is,
Right.
like, a genius. It's the power of the pen, yo. He wanted to
The
be
power of
best
love and
kid.
friendship too. I think that's gonna conquer
And that's gonna be really good.
everything.
Like, imagine if you pop up with
So-
somebody like Galactus, and all of a sudden these little kids just win. Get that
Bob
out of here.
Iger
Okay,
needs to
I'm
look
getting
at what
fired
he
up now.
has. He has a great character in Kang. Write him better.
Anyway.
We could talk all day long about this stuff. Obviously, if you've been following our YouTube channel and you follow our podcast, we get in depth with all of these things. But that's our comic book movie news segment. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it. And we want to hear from you. So please leave us a comment and let us know what you think about everything we talked about. We will see you next time.